This is episode 4 of making a Halo ODST cosplay.
Alright everyone, welcome back to the channel. This episode is going to be about laying down the base colors. Now I know last episode I said we'd be doing rigging, but I changed my mind, so we're going to be doing the base colors today. And there's actually a valid reason for that. It's basically that I didn't want the overspray of the base colors to go onto the nylon webbing or any strapping that I'm going to be using. With that out of the way, let's get onto the painting. The first step is to lay down a chrome metallic finish on all the armor pieces. Once that's fully cured and dried, we're then going to use liquid latex masking to add the edge weather effect. If you've never used liquid latex before, you basically paint it on as if it would be the edge weathering, and then when you put your base color over the top of it, you can then peel away the liquid latex and it will leave the edge weathered chipped areas as if the armor had been battle worn. There's not really a step-by-step process for this, you just get references and kind of make it up as you go. Once you've done that and all the liquid latex has dried, you can then move on to spraying your base colors. Now from here on out, it's kind of artistic license, you can do whatever you want. It's your cosplay, choose the colors you want, the patterns you want. I'm just kind of showing you what I've done here. I did some basic masking on the shoulder pieces so that I can add a blue accent on them, which you can see here. And once that paint's cured, you can peel off all the masking tape, which is always the most satisfying part. Another section of the ODST cosplay is this kind of camo pattern that you'll see on the forearms and the thighs. Now I found the best way to do this is cover the surface in masking tape and then sketch on the kind of general shapes that you can see. I'm using reference images from the official ODST cosplay guide, and that'll just help me to get as close to the in-game designs as I can. Once you've drawn on the design, you can then cut those shapes out, being careful not to scratch your surface too much. It doesn't matter too much because you're going to weather this thing up and make it look all battle worn. To finish off this look, we're going to add a lighter color of grey over the top, which will then create the kind of camo effect. Now that we've got the base colors down, we can start to assemble some of the pieces. So on the chest plate there's the little fin pieces. You can screw these in. I don't have any screws that are short enough, so I've just glued them in. It'll also work. And then you can see here on the butt plate, I've screwed in these little vent pieces. Bear in mind that when you're screwing into 3D prints that you don't overdo it, because if you go too far, it will crack and split your print, ruining all the work that you've just done. And finally, I'm going to cover everything with this matte lacquer clear coat. This will help just bring all the colors into the same level of shine. I used some greys that were gloss and some greys that were matte and blues that were satin, so this will help bring them to the same level. And that's it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. I know these posts haven't been as regular as I wanted to, but you guys always show up and show the love, so I really appreciate that. If again you haven't followed, drop a follow, leave a like, and any comments, questions you've got, leave them down below. And yeah, I look forward to seeing the next one.